Oh my stars, it's a boy, and a girl, and another girl, and wait a second, another boy, and two more. Because on November 19th, 1997, the McCaughey's grew by 7 members, as the world was introduced to the very first set of surviving septuplets. Before this, there had been a set of surviving sextuplets all the way back in 1974. But the McCaughey's were something of a miracle. Now it's been over 25 years since this historic birth, so where are they now? Let's catch up on how the family is doing. And just how did 7 babies come to be born? Are the parents, Kenny and Bobbi McCaughey, still together? Well, I am your host, Nostalgic Nick, here with these answers and more. And if you enjoy our update, please give this video a thumbs up, it really helps. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss a deep dive like this. But without further ado, let's meet the family. Who is the McCaughey septuplets' sister? Meet the McCaughey family. Husband Kenny with Bobbi, residents of Carlisle, Iowa. He's a car dealer employee and she's a seamstress. Early in 1996, the couple welcomed their very first child, a daughter named Michaela Marie. Now, Michaela was already something of a happy surprise for the couple. You see, Bobbi had pituitary gland issues that made it very difficult to conceive. In fact, the Pituitary Society says that women with hypopituitarism experience serious trouble getting pregnant, and when they do, they have to be monitored. So, miracle of miracles, both mother and daughter were fine through the entire pregnancy and after Michaela's birth. Things went well enough that Bobbi and Kenny felt confident that they should expand their family once again. Maybe a baby brother or sister for Michaela. That sounds pretty normal, right? Which is the word that defined the husband, wife, and everything about their life prior to 1997. Were the McCaughey septuplets conceived naturally? Because of Bobbi's pituitary gland problem, it was very difficult to conceive again. So, for their presumed second child, they pursued hormone treatment. Bobbi was looked after by a specialist named Dr. Catherine while she took Metrodin, which is used for those with fertility issues. But Dr. Catherine also had some warnings to give. In about 20% of cases, women taking Metrodin who got pregnant ended up having twins or even triplets. Also, there was an elevated risk of miscarriage, especially when the number of simultaneous pregnancies went up. This approach isn't IVF. Instead, it's stimulating the creation of a hormone Bobbi wasn't producing enough of. The Metrodin seemed to have done its job and then some. Because when Bobbi went in for her 6-week scan, imaging showed she did have multiple pregnancies, but not twins or triplets like the warning said. The McCaughey's had septuplets brewing. The presiding specialist, Dr. Hauser, was shocked, and even later said she was unable to even fathom what the image was showing. From here on out, the doctors told Bobbi and Kenny they could pursue a selective reduction, but the couple refused, citing their Baptist faith. They would proceed as is and would, quote, put it in God's hands. The McCaughey couple had a team of doctors and specialists monitoring Bobbi's condition and the babies. The odds of miscarriages and stillbirths went up for twins and triplets on Metrodin. Now, septuplets was unknown territory, and until this point, there had never been a case of each baby surviving. It was 9 whole weeks before the typical due date that Bobbi entered a hospital in Des Moines, and she was giving birth to her 7 additional children. On November 19, 1997, 40 specialists participated in the scheduled C-section, performing all deliveries within a window of just 6 minutes. And into our world was welcomed in order Kenneth, aka Kenny, Alexis, Natalie, Kelsey, Nathan, Brandon, and Joel. 4 boys, 3 girls, magic number 7. Do any of the McCaughey septuplets have disabilities? History really was made that autumn, the birth of the first known surviving set of septuplets. The doctor who delivered them was Paula Mahone, and she said after the birth, quote, "I didn't think we'd have this kind of outcome. It just strikes me as a miracle. Fortunately, that miracle extended to the babies. However, there were some glaring exceptions. Alexis and Nathan ended up having cerebral palsy, requiring them to walk using mobility devices. Nathan got spinal surgery in 2005 to further help his ability to walk. His legs were rigid since birth, and Alexis had a little ability to move her torso area. It's also known that both Alexis and Natalie suffered digestive problems that caused them to vomit a lot. It's attributed to an acid reflux-like condition, and for a time, these two were fed through a tube. The others also have minor health problems, like Kenny needing glasses and Joel's one eye drifting. Are Kenny and Bobbi McCaughey still married? It's been over 25 years since embarking on this unexpected, very big journey, and to this day, Kenny and Bobbi are still together. That means they've been through a lot together. Twins are a surprise that need planning for. Septuplets is a whole other story. As news spread of the miracle pregnancy, the couple was given donations even before anyone was born. Then when the kids were born, they were given even more help, even from colleges promising a full scholarship when they were hunting for bachelor degrees. But Bobbi and Kenny were also the ones addressed by the Dion family's surviving members. They had made up a set of quintuplets, and they penned a letter to the parents advising them to keep the kids out of the public eye. The surviving quintuplets also congratulated the couple and wished them well. Together, they're a couple who tells the story of their septuplet adventure and speak against selective reductions, as they share their stance on other reproductive topics. But when speaking about selective reductions, Bobbi's go-to question is, quote, "Well, come to our house and tell me which 4 I shouldn't have had." Kenny McCaughey now serves as a deacon. How the world's first surviving septuplets are doing today. Michaela, the eldest of the whole bunch, was the first to get married in 2015. Then 7 siblings became 7 aunts and uncles when Michaela had a child of her own. Michaela is something of an authority figure on her 7 younger siblings. In fact, just a few short years ago, Michaela wrote something to and about each sibling for their birthday. By this time, a lot of the kids are married and starting families of their own. Eldest septuplet Kenny lives in Dallas and had a child with wife Cynthia. Michaela calls him the most caring, ready to share his possessions and time to help others. Alexis used her experience with muscle disorders to fuel her passion for helping others with special needs. She lives with her parents and works at Altoona Kids World after earning her liberal arts degree. Natalie too is married, tying the knot with Sean Gerald. She pursued a master's degree in athletic training at Culver Stockton College. According to Michaela, she is quite the motivational speaker, which will serve her well in the athletics field. Kelsey has a public relations degree and works as a secretary, but her real passion is singing. She's also willing to share some makeup, clothes, and no doubt fashion tips. Nathan, based in Des Moines, has an IT job with Wellmark. Michaela likes poking fun at his laugh, but he's been an inspiration for all, thanks to his relentless persistence, even after his muscular disorder battles. And Michaela's also grateful for the tech help. So maybe keep the teasing to a sibling minimum. Gosh, Michaela. Also getting married is Brandon, who also has a child of his own, a little girl named Ellie. He serves as a sergeant in the U.S. Army, and because of security concerns, he keeps where he is and what he's up to under wraps, and we support that. Michaela admires his continual sense of humor while also being the most hardworking of the bunch. Fortunately, if Nathan is unavailable, the family has another tech expert with Joel. He also lives with his folks and works at Emerson Electric. The entirety of the U.S. map has some McCaughey touch to it, but the family remains as close as ever. In fact, Natalie has said they're, quote, "Not only siblings, we're also best friends. I know that we're all just really thankful for the relationships and the bonds that we do have." In 2018, a lot of the family turned 21. Reaching that big milestone was a time of reflection for everyone, as they all already started falling into their interests and career paths, even starting families of their own. Alright, enough of me, now we want to hear from you. Do you remember the Septuplets of November? Before the Kardashians grabbed the headlines, this was the family that dominated the news. When it grew by 7 overnight, drawing praise and condemnation in pretty equal numbers. Have you kept up with this remarkable family? Do you think Bobbi and Kenny made the right choice by keeping all 7? Get in the comments and tell us all things McCoys. Before you go, please hit that thumbs up icon if you enjoyed our tale, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. But from all of us here at Do You Remember, we want to thank you for watching.